What's up guys, this is Gesture of None. I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial on how to use the Ancient Warfare power systems. So I'll start with the most familiar first. This is a Stirling generator and it works just like a normal furnace. You stick in fuel and it'll start burning it up. So really simple, it'll generate power and you can pull that out later, and I'll show you how to pull power out in just a second. The next one is the hand crank generator, which doesn't take fuel. What you have to do is find a way of giving it power manually. So you can either do that with a hammer, but of course if you don't change the hammer's mode, it'll just rotate the block. You can just hit Z to set it into the powering mode and then hold your right mouse button to give it power. Now I'll take this opportunity to point out that there is a rotation of all of these blocks, and that this grey disc here, the grey cog, is where power is always pulled out. You can't, as far as I know, you can't pull out power from any other angle. It has to be this grey section here, and if a block's not rotated in the right direction, it won't interface with the rest of the systems properly. I'll also show you though about the hand crank torque generator. You can also make a worker power the torque generator by giving them a hammer, and they'll become a craftsman and they'll start working the block. And this is what I mean about the cog. If this isn't properly rotated, these won't be able to pull that out. Let me show you. Since the block's rotated, this is no longer receiving power, and the same is also true of these. Even if the grey cog is interfacing, it won't get power out of it unless it's rotated in the right direction. So next up, power storage. I'm going to keep the hammer because it's quite useful. I just wanted to show you first though that this is an energy storage system. They're all the same block piled on top of each other and they become one large storage block. This is just a warning if you're going to use them, that if you take out one in the middle, the ones above become invisible, but they're still there, and they'll come back if you put the next one down. But just be aware of that fact. So, how to use the power storage system. So this system's been running for a while, that's why everything's spinning so fast, but if I just take out this storage and put it in again with zero power, the system will start to slow down because this will need to build up the power. These are just Stirling generators, and to connect them up I've put a light torque junction, another junction, and then this one's got a junction as well, and then a torque shaft to connect into this flywheel controller. The flywheel controller is really important. It has an input and an output side. The input side takes power and puts it into the storage, and the output obviously takes power and takes it to whatever you want to use it for. If you don't have this on top, you won't be able to give it power, and it won't be able to take power out either. And to show you, there is a correct and incorrect rotation. So look, note this power isn't going down, it's not going into the storage. And if I destroy this, you'll see that it's no longer getting power. The blocks sometimes still spin even if they're not receiving power, so this is just a demonstration. But if I rotate it back, this will start to spin. Now there's a little bit of a bug here, and I left it in to show you. Sometimes even if things are in the right rotation, they will not show up as interacting and they just need to be updated. So the same thing happened with this one and I fixed it. All you have to do is access a block connected to it and it should fix itself. And that can happen a lot, and that can happen with just about every block. The other thing that it's important to point out is that rotation is hugely important with Ancient Warfare power systems. If things are not rotated in the correct way, they just won't connect. So this is the energy storage and input system. Let's have a look at the Ancient Warfare water wheel. The water wheel is really simple. The only thing about it that is important is that when you place this water wheel generator down, this section here is clear. You need a clear 3x3 block section in order for this water wheel to spawn. If there's a block in the place, it won't pop in. Other than that though, it's pretty self-explanatory, and as you can see here, I've got the power system pulling out into storage and then going over here to this farm, and the farm is actually working. You can see that it replants the crops that I destroyed. That's all there is to the water wheel. Let's move on to the windmill. The Ancient Warfare windmill system looks really, really good. It's really aesthetically pleasing. All there is to the windmill is the windmill blades and the windmill controller. Now the windmill blades have to be between a 5x5 square and a 15x15 square. That's the minimum and maximum. You can't get any larger or smaller than that. All that's important is that they're a square and then they'll pop in. And the same with the 15x15 one. There you go. Now, it's a little bit unintuitive, but these things, I've put this here on purpose. These things are not actually related. This will spin whether it's connected to a windmill controller block or not. But if it's not connected, it won't draw power out of this, and therefore you won't be able to use your windmill. So here it's spinning, but it's actually not doing anything. And this one over here is connected, and you can see that the system, well, it's hard to get around. The systems behind it all have power. So that's all there is to Ancient Warfare windmills. Now, about the power system that they can drive, it's sometimes unintuitive and sometimes ineffective and often confusing, and there's actually better alternatives. The most amazing thing about Ancient Warfare are the windmills and the water wheels and the NPCs and all the things that you can do with them, but the power system needs work. Honestly, the best way to handle the Ancient Warfare power systems is just to avoid the most complicated parts. Here I have a water wheel generator hooked up to an Ender IO energy conduit, and that's pulling power and putting it into this energetic infuser. And to show you that it works the other way around, here is an energy cell from thermal expansion putting into a crop farm, and the crop farm is powered. So if you're just looking to get the best out of Ancient Warfare's aesthetics, then the water wheel, windmill, hand crank torque generator and Stirling generator all work with most other power systems as far as I know. You can make it work with the energy storage systems and the torque shafts and stuff like this. It's just a little bit complicated and not as effective as it could be. Don't get me wrong, the Ancient Warfare power systems look great and they are functional, they just can be a little bit overcomplicated sometimes and not as usable as they probably should be. So I think we can leave it here. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Jester of None. I hope this has been a useful tutorial to you. If you've enjoyed this content, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment below if you've got any ideas, questions or suggestions. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you next time.